Spilt fuel. There is a fuel pump at the top station of Thomas's branch line. It is primarily used by Daisy, but Mavis sometimes tops up when she brings stone from the quarry. Percy brings a fuel truck on his goods train to ensure it is sufficiently filled.
"We need coal and water," he remarked to Toby. "And I suppose fuel is their water. But what's their coal? It seems unnatural."
"You call burning rocks natural?" chuckled Toby. "Just mind none of that fuel gets in your tank. Who knows what would happen?" Percy gulped. He didn't fancy finding out. Early one morning, Mavis arrived with her stone trucks. She set about shunting them into place when her wheels lost their grip. "Oh, stop!" she cried. Her driver examined the tracks. "That's the trouble. There's oil on the line," he said, wiping the rails clean. "Much too early for that sort of racket, my dear," she remarked. "It wasn't intentional," cried Mavis. "And it only happened because you've got a leak." "Come again?" "A leak. You know, a hole, a puncture, a nick,
Yes, I know what a leak is," interrupted Daisy. "But why do you think I have one?"
Mavis explained the greasy rails.
"Oh, no, my dear. You have it all wrong," Daisy replied with grandiosity. "You see, I'm a modern diesel rail car, and we never have fuel leaks. It wouldn't be dignified."
"Tell that to the rails covered in your oil," retorted Mavis.
"It's more likely yours," glared Daisy. "A riffraff little shunter like you, banging about your quarry. Surprised your tank didn't rupture sooner."
Daisy flounced away, leaving Mavis seething. She complained to Toby later that day. "Where does she get off calling me riffraff? The very nerve! Hard work is dirty work. Not that she'd know anything about that." "I certainly don't agree with her choice of words," soothed Toby. "But how do you know the spilt fuel is hers?" "It's a process of elimination," retorted Mavis. "I've been at the quarry, and she's the only other diesel around. What else could it be?"
"It may seem that way," said Toby,
"but I took a train up the line shortly after Daisy left. There wasn't a trace of fuel on the rails. Strange, no?"
"Oh, well, yes," Mavis faltered. "I suppose that is strange."
"Perhaps the blame doesn't rest with either of you," finished Toby. "But we certainly don't want any more leaking fuel. I'd say there's a mystery to solve." All day, Mavis thought about the morning's events. Perhaps she was missing something, and perhaps she owed Daisy an apology. Late that afternoon, the manager came to see her. "Percy is bringing fuel for your tank here on his next train. Would you mind fetching it?" "Of course!" she exclaimed. "It's only fuel," grunted the manager. "No need to shout." "Oh, I'm sorry, sir," blushed Mavis, "but I think our mystery is solved." Daisy was still cross from the morning's argument when Mavis backed down beside her in the shed.
come to blame me for something else, have you?"
Before Mavis could answer, Percy fumed in. The trucks cackled like hyenas. Fuel tankers were directly behind him. "That's enough!" he shouted, giving them a bump. "Careful, Percy," called Mavis. "You've got precious goods there." "Ha! They're more pestilent than precious. The worst behaved trucks I've ever pulled."
"Well, we don't knock your coal about. Look what you've done!" cried Daisy.
Sure enough, fuel was dripping from the tanker behind Percy. Oh dear," he blushed.
"You get that fuel into my tank this instant, before you leave any more of it on the rails," demanded Daisy. "Mavis can take the one you haven't damaged."
"Thank you, Daisy," smiled Mavis. "I'm very sorry for accusing you."
"An honest mistake, my dear," Daisy replied. "I must apologize for insulting you. It was rather clever of you to determine who the real culprit was."
They glanced over to the fuel pump. Workmen were frantically trying to empty the truck and shouting furiously at Percy. Despite his confusion about fuel, he vowed to be more careful in future, lest he incur the wrath of Mavis, Daisy, or the workmen ever again.